we're here today on June 2nd to talk about our service from yesterday, which included Noah's Ark, the story of Noah's Ark. And I have 3 questions today for Amos. The first one being about how God decided to start all over again. And I was wondering if that in some way is telling us it is okay to do a do-over, to have a do-over, or to mulligan is what I think they call it in golf, to that it is okay to say I've done something wrong and I need to stop and go back and redo it again.
Yeah, one of the very interesting aspects of this God that we read about in the earliest chapters of Genesis is that God's got these qualities and these characteristics and this nature to his personality that seems so human, so mortal. God is anguished, the scripture tells us, because of humanity's wickedness prior to the flood. And anguish is a emotion that's usually reserved for human beings. It's hard to understand how, and God seems confused as well that people are doing wicked things. And you see that same sort of reaction in the garden when Adam and Eve are caught eating from the forbidden fruit. And so you can't help but wonder if we should be taking lessons from God as well in that way, and that starting over is all right. I mean, it's something that we do very well.
Yes.
It's something that we do very well, and you see God doing it here. So I think that your observation is astute, and it's a very healthy observation to make as well.
Okay. My next 2 questions are not quite as serious as those. I was wondering if you know any, if there's any biblical reference to Noah's wife, because you always hear they talk about Noah and Noah's wife, and then they name his 3 sons, but they never talk about her wife. And do you know if she's named or?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Old Testament. Well, the Bible in general is very focused around the male characters in the stories, and so the females play a supporting role, and you don't hear much at all in the Noah's Ark story about Noah's wife. Noah's sons are kind of highlighted, and then Noah is as well. But Noah had a wife, and he had daughters-in-law, and the whole family came together as one family unit onto the ark. So I don't have any questions about Noah's wife, but it's very interesting to wonder what their relationship and their marriage might have been like in the midst of Noah outside in the yard building this huge ark. I've done some projects around my house that seemed ridiculous at the time, and I've seen the way that my wife reacted. And it was, of course, Noah who God highlighted as being the one that was righteous. It wasn't Noah and his family, but it was Noah specifically. And so you do have to, in my more lighthearted moments, I'm curious about, what Noah's wife, how she responded when Noah came home and said, I'm going to start building this ark.
Right,
so,
and you would think that he would need her help.
Yeah, to actually do it.
To do that, not only the ark, but getting all the animals together and the food.
Yeah, one of the bright spots in that movie was Steve Carell about Noah. I think it was Heaven Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
One of the neat things that I thought we could have used for the sermon yesterday was to really get a visualization of what ark building looked like. I don't know how realistic it was, but they certainly had me fooled, the types of tools that they were using to put the ark together and how they moved these huge big blocks of wood and all that kind of stuff. So he needed a crew to do it himself. So I wonder if his wife was outside helping him.
Okay. This might seem kind of obvious. But
yeah, I have a feeling about this question. But I asked myself the same question, but go ahead and ask
my
me.
question is, what about all the ocean animals? Obviously, they don't have to go anywhere because it's adding to where they come from. But were they harmed? Do you think they were harmed in all of this? And how do we save the ones that were there?
You mean
in the water? I mean, because he didn't. Does he put ocean? He obviously didn't put ocean animals on the.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
ark.
you have to wonder. I mean, how. I mean, modern science has taken us, a long way, and we have these lots of, classifications of different types of
Mhm.
animals, and, which Noah probably didn't have at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, he'd have to have a huge ark, and you have to wonder, like, what maritime experiences Noah had as well. I mean, obviously, you got to build a boat, so he had to know about navigating the water, but he probably didn't have scuba gear. He probably wasn't going out on coral reefs and
Right.
seeing all the different kinds of, fish that were down at the bottom of the ocean floor. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that that it was certainly an agrarian culture, and they cultivated most of their food from the land. Um, and we don't really have any idea where exactly Noah's village or city was. So we don't know if it was close to the sea or not, if they were actually fish-eating people or not. So I don't know.
I was
That's a
thinking about
great
that
question
yesterday.
there.
I was thinking,
I thought the same thing.
wouldn't that mean that there'd be a lot more ocean animals than any other types of
Yeah.
animals?
So the flood comes, and then the minute the flood comes, and all the fish are like, "So what?"
Yeah,
Like,
I'm fine. Yeah.
I'm all right. I can live through this. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
all right.
Thanks.
Bye.